Hello everyone, welcome to KenQuest. So we will be reading today's newspaper. So the first news is 27% for OBCs, 10% for EWS in national quota medical seats. It's about this reservation. Quota story is given. You can read that. AIQ All India quota. AIQ introduced in 1986 under Supreme Court directions. Okay, for domicile-based, merit-based opportunities. Just read the headline. How many? 27% OBC, 10% AWS. Then Chola idols. Among 14 artworks. To be returned by Australia. GS1, National Gallery of Australia, announced that it would return 14 works of art from its Asian art collection. Okay, the works being repatriated include 13 objects connected to art dealer, art of the past, 6 bronze or stone sculptures. Okay, this idol can see it in the art and culture section. Okay, can be asked in prelims. That is Sambandar. That figure, can you see that? Yes, Sambandar, dancing child saint. Okay, so that is a dancing child saint, Sambandar. Its name is Sambandar. 12th century, belongs to Chola dynasty. National Gallery of Australia has announced that it would return 14 works of art from its Asian art collection to India, including Sambandar. So that figure is Sambandar. It is one of the Nayanmars. What is Nayanmars? A group of 63 saints active in South India from the 6th to 9th century were instrumental in popularizing the worship of Shiva. It's not Nayanmar, it's Nayanars, something like that. Yeah. It's Nayanars. Okay. Devotional poetry and song. Nayanars, worship of Shiva. 63 active saints in South India. That figure is Sambandar. So we can go to the editorial section. Skip through the headlines. This is Delhi edition, so there will be so many news. Maharashtra is giving relief packages. Okay. The wings of Pegasus, the epoch of cyber weapons. So that is important. cybersecurity and shared values, India-US meeting. Then long road to winning, the battle against anti-trafficking, bill bought that bill. Then are the Taliban returning to Kabul, captured their rural areas, Afghan army is pushing back. Okay, these are the important ones. Let's read about Pegasus. With their use, not only during a conflict but even during peacetime, matters have reached a tipping point. So Pegasus is a spyware. It was made by NSO, Israeli. So that is a context. They sell to the government various data. A raging controversy across the world. So across the world by M.K. Narayanan. Okay, on the misuse of Pegasus software. Where is my cursor? So it is a great deal. Suppose false trails. So the role of cyber weapons. It is a debate. Cyber can be done. Cyber security part. TS3. Taken infrastructure have proliferated to an alarming extent. Cyber attacks on institutions such as banks and on critical infrastructure have proliferated to an alarming extent, signaling emergence of there is a cyber weapon epoch. That is the word, cyber weapon epoch. So Pegasus software is ultimate cyber weapon and emerge from their deep slumber. That is the threat. Works by zero click. Okay. So what is the evolution? Earlier, it's not the first time. Before also, Abdel Latif Ayyash, chief bomb maker for Hamas, was assassinated by Israel's domestic intelligence agency Shin Bet. It's in a doctored phone containing explosives, and he responded to a call from an unknown person. So that much, it's very much dangerous, especially Israel. Okay. Months of effort and the utilization of large numbers of people and resources to achieve are Pereira possible with far less support and resources. The destruction of the Vermont power station. Okay. Norway during the Second World War, which took months of planning. And Allied powers. Children became the victim of a cyber attack which was accomplished remotely and anonymously. Okay, that was also remote and anonymous, but with the same telling effort. What is noteworthy is that while turn of the now this is an epoch of cyber weapon. Moore's law democratized access to computing and the internet on a whole new avenue for communication. So privacy is a myth. It has been eroded and the internet, true to its origin, Cold War strategy, powerful weapon, the hands, those seeking to exploit its various facets. Now, preferred weapon, cyber is often the fifth dimension of warfare. Okay, land, sea, air, and space. This is the fifth dimension. Okay, this is very good article. And cyber is a domain, military and national security. Okay. 3 is 3. Out there become the weapon of choice, and Israelis, though not the cyber pioneers, today dominate the cyber domain along with, okay, they dominate with the Russians, Koreans, Chinese, Americans. So 21st century cyberspace graduated from being the merely new domain of warfare. It became the civilian space with special weapons. Stuxnet worm. It has joined US-Israeli effort. Disabled several hundred centrifuges at the Iranian nuclear facility in Natanz. It became still more apparent that mankind has indeed unleashed a new weapon. That is a cyber weapon. That's Stuxnet. Sabotage and intrusive surveillance. It's but a short step. There are many stories in circulation in the present. Okay, so has sued NSO over allegations that several hundreds of users the targets clients. Okay, the clients are the governments. The Israeli companies claim that spyware is only sold to governments and official agencies. Unproven. So Israel identified it as a cyber weapon. Sports are controlled. Pegasus software, it is what is that? Can click photo, camera, microphone. So that is the thing. Okay, what is Pegasus? It's a spyware. Can copy messages that are sent or received, harvest photos and record calls, secretly film through the phone's camera, or activate the microphone to record conversations. It can potentially pinpoint where you are, where you have been, and whom you have met, and once you installed on it through phone. Okay, it can harvest more or less any information or extract ongoing. So that is Pegasus. And then it also spear phishing. We needed that, but now it is using the 0-day vulnerabilities found in the operating system and zero-click attacks. Okay, they do not require any interaction. No human interaction is needed. Okay, found in operating system about which the manufacturers themselves are unaware. Where a spear phishing or a zero-click cannot succeed, can be installed over a wireless transceiver located near a target. The root privileges. How many terms are there? Virus seeks what are terms? Root that enable communication with its controllers through an anonymized network on internet addresses and servers. So a brief thing is also given. Get the background, everything by this article. Past decade and a half, with or without the Pegasus spyware can be revealing. 2007 devastating cyber attack. Estonia also it happened. Critical infrastructure. Estonia, then followed by Stuxnet. On Iran's nuclear facility, US Israel thing. Then Shamoon virus attack. Aramco. Then Ukraine's state power grid, ransomware attack, okay, WannaCry, series of attacks, Ireland's healthcare system, US SolarWinds. Okay, all are very, very important. Then what is a grave threat? It's cyber weapons becoming the weapon of choice not only during a conflict but even during peacetime. Matters have reached a tipping point. Cyber weapons carry untold capacity to distort systems and structures, civilian or military, and most importantly, interfere with democratic processes. So distort systems and structures. This against our privacy, our democratic freedoms, liberty, undermine capabilities. It is anonymous in the cloak of anonymity. Okay, so we must be prepared by employing newer state-of-the-art cyber weapons, sensing more and more. These for misuse are immense. So there is a need for some careful analysis and assessment, plunging headlong since early the answer, dealing with zero-day vulnerabilities or creating special problems, special problems. That's when there's a deeper understanding of not only cyber technologies but also mindset of those who employ varieties. So short term is not needed, but long term. With the advent of cyber weapons such as Pegasus, when could well become a matter of despair. So, evolving and erecting proper defenses, and artificial intelligence is often seen as a kind of panacea for current problems. Information warfare, including cyber-related, almost impossible to detect, deflect, or prevent. Current stage of easy access to newer espionage tools will add to the existing chaos. Okay, so the role of cyber weapon. It's a cyber weapon epoch. So we need to think on that line. This is very good article by M.K. Narayan. Then it's about anti-trafficking policy. We should know the context. Okay. Anti-trafficking policy exists in India, but where the system is found lacking. JS2. So July 30 is UN World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Okay. So just read about that bill. Vulnerability, scan data, and draft bill, judicial issues. Most victims of trafficking low-income communities. And this COVID also added burden, double burden to normalcy. Should be the beginning of the end of human trafficking in India. So July 30 is World Human Trafficking, against human trafficking. Children, women, child marriages are also rampant. An increase in internet access, cyber trafficking, stalking, bullying, all are happening. Trapping, policy, implementation is lacking. We need to vaccinate the young adult, not only the adult. India, US, they discussed so many things about Quad, Indo-Pacific, Afghanistan, then climate change, climate action, human rights, press freedom. Okay. So Jaishankar said more convergences than divergence. So that was the quote. Engaging democracies. Estranged to engaging democracies. India-US relations. So the rival is more troubling for India. That is neither contributory to Taliban regime that takes Kabul by force. Divergence is more troubling, given that the US withdrawal will mean less secure region. The US continues to engage Taliban in talks for sharing despite Taliban, because that is giving more legitimacy to Taliban. So US should stop recognizing it. US refusal to hold Pakistan to account for having, so that is also not considering by US. So then new Quad, that is by US, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and that is also another worry. Then so SIT round table with journalist 3, right historical wrongs, lack of governance, and comprehensive global strategic partnership. So signed an agenda 2030. It's populous, continue to share. Okay. It is also important. Then about Taliban, Kabul. Session with Stanley John Jain Prasad in Kabul and Avinash Paliwal, Asia Institute. American media reported that there is an intelligence conclusion Kabul would fall within. Do you think that's happening? That's perhaps somewhat exaggerated, according to J. Prasad. Okay. Then how did Afghanistan came to this point? Can we say that US could have negotiated a better deal with the Taliban and could have also addressed the political settlement? So the role of US in this. What he said is there are two aspects in Taliban. How do you look at the recent Indian point of view? Indian, that is the thing for us. Then India should hold talks with the Taliban. That's another question. Suppose a government hold on to the settlement is possible. There are serious discussions between Taliban and Afghan government. What are your views? How we can end? I just hope that the Kabul government is able to bring about some political coherence within the coming weeks. There is clear intent being demonstrated by Kabul in terms of standing up to Pakistan, in terms of not letting the low morale of the making progress on the ground, but they are also fractured from within. There is a stalemate in the next 4 to 6 months. I hope both figure out a political solution, but the pain that will be inflicted on violence just hurt Afghanistan, but also social, political, economic health. Okay. So that's the article. Vaccination. Justice Puttaswamy. What is that case? Restriction on privacy can be justified if it passes 3-pronged trust. This must be provided. Second, legitimate aim. proportional to object pursued. So those are the articles. Then in Lok Sabha, so many bills are getting passed. Judges also. So convergence, divergence is in their position. So no outcome by force. Should be peaceful. Right? Historical wrongs should not be treated as non-governance. The abduction of responsibilities. Okay. Cloudburst where Jammu state sponsored cyber terrorism. Okay. Open letter to Supreme Court declare moratorium on use of Pegasus. Aisha Bidwai, JNU professor, and Romila Thapar, Shumander, so many activists, journalists, feminists, border issues. Okay. Two bills. Which are the two bills? One is Airport Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill. Then Inland Vessels Bill were passed without debate. So all are passing without any debate. Okay. So let's see those. Inland okay, inland vessels, it comes in GS3, waterways infrastructure, that section. Okay. Yesterday also bills are getting passed without any debate. So what is happening in India? Okay. Inland vessels bill. What is the context? Union Cabinet has given the nod to the Inland Vessels Bill 2021 and that will replace the Inland 1917. Okay. It will regulate safety, security and registration of inland vessels. Key features to provide for a unified law for the entire country instead of separate rules framed by, so it is framed by the states. Unified unity, that unionness comes to it. Then certificate of registration granted under the proposed law will be deemed to be valid in all states and UTs. So registration certificate is needed. There will be no need to seek separate permissions from the states. Bill provides for a central database for recording the details of vessel registration. So everything is by union, by this bill, and nothing to be asked. and all mechanically propelled vessels to be mandatorily registered. All non-mechanically will be enrolled at district, taluk, panchayat or village level. Then inland water transport in India, we take that 14,500 kilometer of navigable waterways, rivers, canals, backwaters, creeks. So it is fuel efficient, cost effective, environment friendly mode inland. So the National Waterways Act 2016, 11 111 waterways have been declared as national waterways. Okay, we have this highway 1, 2, 3, 4 Jal Marg Vikas project under Inland Water Authorities of India, IWAI. Coast Haldia Varnas, that is a NW1. Okay. World Bank. That is Inland Vessels Bill. It replaced 1917. Marine East Navigation Bill. Another Airport Authority bill is also passed. Okay. So today we said it got passed. It's the same news came earlier. So that time it was bill. Now it got passed. Okay, without any debate. That is the current happening. So likewise, when we cover something, be aware that whether did we cover it earlier or not. That's it. ലോക്സഭ പാസ്സാക്കി. ഇനിയിപ്പോൾ രാജ്യസഭ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. When you revise, just cut those areas where you have already contributed your part. So coming back to our newspaper, other bill, it will come in the coming days. Okay. Then the IR section. Which one? Yeah, Iran nuclear talks can't go on indefinitely by Antony Blinken. Okay. That is also then another on economy news, and also can be seen. US is committed to negotiation, but Tehran to come back into compliance for indefinitely. So know about Iran nuclear talks. What is the issue behind it? Context, when it started, what is the current status, and issues, challenges, way forward. Then Turkey quotes Biden with offer to protect Kabul airport. US sanctioned Ankara. Okay, sanctioned Turkey. So they quotes Biden with offer to protect Kabul airport from Taliban. Western interest in Afghanistan celebrity meddling in its affairs. Okay, then Tunisia, Armenia. Taliban surge poses existential crisis. Palestine short debt. High fiscal borrowings won't crowd out private sector. This comes under this by CEA Krishnamurthy. SEBI member, no doubt borrowings are crowding out corporate bonds. High government borrowings crowding, there is a crowding out effect. It's a term, crowding out and crowding in effect. Infrastructure spending government has a crowding in effect. What is that? It is very tempting argument to make it contra account. It is spurring more investment. Leads to capital spending. Okay. Just upturn V-shaped, but small firms, urban poor hit harder. Inflation to dip below 6% soon, but stay 5 to 6% range. So it's not walking or creeping. It's slightly higher. So missing K-shaped recovery. Small firms by the pandemic and retail inflation, that is the CPI, slip below 6%. So V-shaped recovery last year. Small firms hit harder. Okay. Should be range bound. Okay. So yeah, that's all for today. Just read the editorials and all other news which I have highlighted. Okay. If you have any comments, please do comment and like, share and subscribe. I know those who can relate with me in this preparation. Okay. Thank you.